Welcome back to MitchEllaCo, your #1 travel channel. And today we find ourselves in London at the Buckingham Palace. We will be touring you through the entire city on kind of a walking tour, the food, the sights, and even the people watching. Make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end, like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay guys, the thing to know about Buckingham Palace is that you need to be here at 11 o'clock sharp. We got here at 11:05, just missed the changing of the guards, which is the most famous thing you can do here Monday through Friday, catch it at 11. That's your #1 tip of the video. But behind me, you can see just how popular this is, and there is a ton of people behind the cameraman as well. It's crazy, it's a beautiful day. Weather's been all over the place, but we're gonna make our way to Big Ben and the Eye of London coming up next. If you're walking from Buckingham Palace to the downtown city square where there's the Big Ben, you're gonna stop by the Westminster Abbey on the side of the road. Everything's on the side of the road, guys. It's glorious behind me. The architecture is phenomenal. This is a perfect photo stop. The road will lead you straight to it. But my fun fact is that every coronation has taken place here in the last 1,000 years. So if you're into history, you gotta look these up. There's some good ones. We're on our way. In the distance, you can see the carousel and all the goodies that are in front of us. It is extraordinary. Wow, we're at the base of it and the entrance. It is an active church. Like, you can attend service as well as it has 47,000 Google reviews, if you can believe it. Like, who would leave a bad Google review on a church? I don't know. Let us know in the comments down below. Big Ben. Oh my gosh, and the sun came out for us. Wow, we made it. You can see it from Westminster Abbey as well as in the background. I was thinking it was on the other side of the water, that we had to take a bridge to it, but apparently we're on the right side. There is the Parliament Garden right here, and you can see in the grass where all the best photo spots are because it's totally rubbed raw. And then there is so many groups of tour guides here. It's crazy. But I had no idea it was so encrusted in gold. I thought it was gonna be more red and brick, and that's what it's on all the, what is it, souvenirs. So it's so crazy to see, not a world wonder, but something really recognizable in person. I got it. It's in the distance, guys. Now it's like we're driving towards it, but holy smokes, it's Saturday and the sun has shown its face for 5 seconds, and there must be thousands of people just on this bridge. It's crazy how popular these destinations are. In the distance behind you through some dirty water is the Eye of London, which is the Ferris wheel. Okay, again, we're still on the bridge. I wanted to say that this is a much better photography spot right here on the bridge, so you can see the backside. In fact, I think it'll even be our thumbnail. Instead of the Parliament Garden on the other side, we saw a lot of people taking photos, but this is where it's at. And also, this building is enormous that is connected to Big Ben. It just keeps going along the water side, and from this point of view, you can actually see the sheer mass of the building. So if you guys didn't know, MitchEllaCo was just in Switzerland, and we were doing a cliff walk along a mountainside. So if you are afraid of heights, it's pretty ridiculous to ride that, because it at one time was the tallest Ferris wheel in the world. It no longer holds that record, but it is astonishing how tall it really is, especially when we're at the base. We're like still a half a mile away, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It looks like the pods can hold 30 people, and people are standing and looking around, but their marketing scheme is that you can get a 360 view of Big Ben, Parliament Building, and the surrounding area once you get all the way to the top, if you are not crying. We have not made it past the Eye of London. I wanted to say the tickets, when I looked online, were £40, not euros, but there's also the aquarium here, and it is so good that it's sold out till 5 p.m. today. Wow. It is $39, but you can buy a package where you get 3 of the largest attractions in London.
Or 5.
For like 50 bucks. So that might be what you need to do, but book in advance and make sure that you can actually get into these attractions you pay for.
How many total are there?
Looks like we have the London Dungeon, which I'm unaware of. We have the London Eye, which is the Ferris wheel. We have the Sea Life, which is the aquarium, Shrek's Adventure, and then Madame Turenza. I don't know how to say that one too. So there's multiple to choose from. My cameraman's fading. We made it to the Shrek Adventures, which is like 2 doors down. It's a family experience that's interactive. You can walk through. We've made it to a lot of Universal Studios this year. MitchEllaCo has. Make sure you check out those videos too. But we never made it to the Shrek experience. So maybe we had to come all the way to London to check it out. But there's also a photo opportunity and an onion because you got to peel back those layers. We have made it to the Borough Market. It was probably a mile and a half from the last area we're in, from the Eye of London. It's a pretty far walk. You might want to take the tube, you might want to take a taxi cab, but instead we walked our booties all the way here to work up an appetite, of course. There is a bunch of Instagrammable famous things inside, like the strawberries covered in chocolate, grilled cheese, all kinds of fish and chips, those things. So this should be on your stop, but it is pretty far away from the main mecca of tourism, but we are really close to the London Bridge, which we'll be going to after we make our way through. We found a place to sit. I can't even believe it. And we have a show. Filling orders right in front of us. This is a honkin' piece of fish. It's definitely bigger than my hand. I'm excited to give it a taste. Award winning. I found forks and they have ketchup on the side. I don't know how to attack this beast, but the fork helps. Let's see.
She's gonna say it's bomb.
It's not as crispy as I thought it was gonna be, but it really doesn't take away from it. It's really tasty, flavorful. We got cod. I think it was $17 because it automatically comes with fish. And then some dipping sauce. Prices are definitely higher in this market, but you can see the demand. The crowds of people are insane. This is way crazier than Disneyland Paris. We just finished our fish and chips. I don't think it was anything to write home about. We were actually in England 3 years ago and had the best fish and chips of our life. The crunch was the key. It was still good, but needed some salt. I know he's saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're saying something bad, but
she's throwing shade.
I'm not throwing shade. If you like fish and chips, there's the fish kitchen. That's what I saw in all the countdowns. There's also risotto over here on the other side of this van. There it is, right there. But we're headed off to get creme brulee donuts at Bread Ahead across the street. This is what, 9 pounds? I don't know in weight, maybe 5 pounds. Looks like we have a chocolate and a creme brulee. This place, Bread Ahead, is famous for their creme brulee donuts, so I had to get this one, but Mitch got a chocolate on the side. Let's see, it looks a little burnt. Is that what it's supposed to be? No. It's
Yes, yeah.
It's supposed to be like that. Oh my gosh, it's got so much weight to it. Okay. It's really messy. Oh my gosh, it's so good though. Oh my gosh. We're gonna walk through the whole market. So, review of the market. We're supposed to be doing a more intense review of the different foods. We got fish and chips because we thought it'd be the most authentic, but I don't know. We weren't blown away by the 2 things that we tried there, so we're gonna have to give it a second chance. But right up, down an alley, up some stairs, we made it to the London Bridge, which lots of songs. It's like a Fergie Ferg song, I don't know. A nursery rhyme, maybe, but we're gonna make our way across. You can see the city of London, London Bridge, here we come. Mitch said that he thinks, when he thinks of the London Bridge, it's the Tower Bridge across the way.
That's what everyone thinks of.
I had to double check.
It's from Peter Pan.
Yeah, it's not that far-fetched. It's really recognizable. But this one takes you out from the market, and we're on our way to the Sky Gardens, which is in the distance. That tower over there, 70,000 reviews. You can make your way all the way to the top, have a nice cocktail, maybe a lunch if the Borough Market wasn't for you. Enjoy the city views. We're down in the city center. It's zooming, it's booming. We're walking around across the bridge over to the Sky Gardens. Things to note, you can book this through your phone, and they ask you to book it in advance, and it's free of charge to go up, but they do fill up in reservations. So if you wanted to experience it, maybe a cocktail in the evening to oversee, or maybe a sunnier day than it is right now, then I would book it in advance. Again, it's $0 and 0 cents to do it. And you guys see the sheer mass that is behind me. We are at St. Paul's Cathedral. Now you can get inside for a low price of 26 pounds. There's weddings and different people walking around, obviously tour guides, definitely a lot of double level buses and the hop on hop off buses. This is one of the stops to see. It has over 50,000 Google reviews. That is crazy, but you can tell from the exterior it is gorgeous, and I wonder what it looks like on the inside. I read that there are a lot of collections of artworks here, so if that tickles your fancy, it is on your way out of the city, making our way back to our hotel and the British Museum next. We have made it to the British Museum. Good golly gosh, guys. It took us 2 miles from the London Bridge to get here. We've been walking all over the city. We know the city by now. But something to note is that this place is free to get into as well. This is the British Museum. It houses the Rosetta Stone. All right, if you want to speak a different language and you're not American. It is.
What is that, like book on tapes or something?
Yeah, book on tapes. Then there is Egyptian mummies as well, which MitchEllaCo's been to Egypt. And then the last one was, let me look at my notes, Parthenon statues, which what I was gonna say is we missed the Mona Lisa in Paris. So this could be our redemption at witnessing some artwork while we're in Europe. Something to do. It is kind of out of the city center. You'd probably take a cab or maybe the tube to get here, but something to do, especially because it's free. We're in Bond Street. We're walking down the middle of it, actually. This is where you come to go shopping. There's definitely H&M, Uniqlo, Zara, all the places that you think of when it's a shopping mall, but it's not encased. It's just walking down it, and you can see all the buildings. The architecture is fun too, but we're really close to our hotel, making our way back. Woohoo! We made it back to our hotel. It has now been 6 hours and 8 miles that we put in for this video. The point of this video is to answer the question, should you come to London? Should it be on your bucket list? And what attractions to see throughout the city? So our recommendations are definitely see the changing of the guards at 11 a.m. sharp. Definitely go to Big Ben and get your picture on the bridge looking back at it, and walk the city. If we had more time, we probably would have bought some of the excursions like the Shrek adventure and the Big Ben package to experience it all down there. And then the Borough Market could have its own day, just because there's so many different things to eat down there and experience that I have made a list already. So overall, should London be on your list? I'll say it's not as condensed as a lot of the big city centers that we go to for walkability. This was extremely pulled apart, actually. There was like hubs, so you'd probably take the subway or taxis, not necessarily walkable for the whole city unless you want to do 8 miles like we did, and that's if you don't go into any of the attractions. So should it be on your city? Yes, it's like the New York City of America. You have to come here and check it out, do the most famous things like every good tourist, watch our video, make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow because we are going to Stonehenge, and we rented a car as we were out and about today, so it's gonna happen, guys.